primary art medium is decks of cards. I've actually been referred to as a decksmith, which I kind of like that. You know, you have your goldsmith that takes the gold and tries to make something else out of it. I take playing cards and make them as three-dimensional as I can based on the artwork behind them. Well, first I got interested in playing cards. It's kind of a tough one. I don't even know what was going on. I think when I was trying to get in through testing through firefighting and whatnot, I noticed that the dexterity of my fingers weren't exactly where I wanted it to be, especially with gloves on. So I was trying to figure out some way to get that going without doing your standard, you know, up and down exercises kind of a thing. And I ended up finding a deck of cards and Magic, and you have to palm it certain ways and your hands have to be a certain way. And I came across a video and it did this thing called cardistry, which is card flourishing and things like that. And I noticed the deck of cards that he was using was really nice looking. I really liked that. I had no idea that there was such a thing as premium playing cards. So I looked into it, grabbed that. That was my first deck. Really loved the tuck case, loved the cards themselves, and then found out that there's this whole community of playing card collectors, magicians, cardists, and I kind of got into it that way. I really want to focus on the art that the artists put into the decks, as well as I don't use any glue. The tuck case himself, I keep it so it's kind of like a shadow box that holds it, so from the front side it looks like a standard deck of cards, and then when you flip it around then you can see the three-dimensional aspect to it. So I just kind of tried it and I've been going ever since. Being a firefighter EMT, I'm also a group fitness instructor. Everything is really high pace, high energy, can be, and so this is really kind of a small focus. I mean, the cards themselves being so small and then the artwork within it, it gives me a time to just kind of breathe and just focus in on trying to get clean line work. And sometimes I don't even know how I'm gonna cut the deck. I just see something and go, oh, that'd be cool if I did that. So I start with that and then I just kind of layer it out, and sometimes it surprises me. But it's really in the community. Like I said, you have magicians who use the cards daily. You have cardists who always do those flourishes, and then you have collectors. Most collectors that I talk to, they buy decks of cards and they keep them sealed in the cellophane and then they sit up on the desk. And I never wanted to do that. I had a collection going, I still do, but 98% of all my cards are open. And that's just because I wanted to see the artwork that the artist put into it. So it's kind of like the tuck case himself can have similar art on the front and back. Sometimes the back of the tuck case is the same as the back design, could be a different color. But what I wanted to do was have it so that if you were a collector and you had a favorite deck of cards, you could have it where you could actually see what the back design and everything looks like. And sometimes I throw in court cards and flip something around the front ways, but you can see the art of the card within it while still keeping all your other collections sealed up. And so really me opening up the decks and seeing what I liked and what I didn't like is kind of what drives me to go further into, okay, what can be done with this deck besides just having it sitting somewhere collecting dust and wiping it off every once in a while. You know, I've always been into art. I'm actually a musician, and so I've always had that in there. I've always wanted to draw and paint. I've just never been that great at it. But art is really something that there's so much out there, right? You have tattoo artists, you have painters, you have sculptors, you have people that make giant things that get placed, you know, that are multi-stories high, and then you have like me just making a little deck of cards, and it's you walk into a house that is just all plain walled and it just seems empty. If you don't have anything, oh, there's a table, there's a bed. You start putting art up and it really starts bringing life into everything. And so I feel like the art world needs to be there because it helps bring life, even when we're going through tough times or when we're at the top peak of our day or our week or our year. Those little moments that we have that we can look at something and enjoy it, even if it's just to look at and just think, you know what? Everything's gonna be okay. I think there's always gonna be something there that I'm either going to want to continue doing or try to do, you know, whether it's going into woodworking or working with clay or trying to pick up paint, like different seasons for everything. And I don't think there will ever be a time where I just won't have anything creative going on in my life. There's something that I'm always gonna do, however small or however big a project I think it might be, even if it's just building shelves somewhere to go in my house. It's still that process of I'm making something. It's not all gonna be fine art, but no, there will not be a time where I'll just stop and be done with it.